cracking game. I don't know what version of which team we get coming out today. You know, we could see the championship run look in NRG. We could see that T1 deadly form able to handle powerful individuals like they did against Kankan, but we wait and see. We already start out with Victor taking a whole lot of space. That Frenzy posted up nice and deep here. Does he get the little green light that he wants? That, absolutely not. Sire player played in very nicely off the back of Carpe. Beautiful start.
Time to perfection there. Well, isolate Victor as well, somebody who is pivotal in terms of NRG's mid-rounding on the attack. These will clear through the Trailblazer. NRG stacked up here as well, but already 3 T1 bodies ready to defend the C site.
They're pivoting. They have to. They've already got so many of these rotations in, so much of that counter utility in place. It's somewhat at least denied that springboard effect that maybe NRG wanted to try and pressure towards that C site, and it's a double back. Maybe just taking their time through here, see if they can catch one player overextending, but no one is. This is patient play from T1.
Definitely looking to slow things down now. Ardis reveal, but actually still punishes Munchkin on the swing off the turret there.
Over-delivering and trying to keep their attention towards B. He can cause them so many problems now, trying to, I guess, hit that rotation back from the C site. But again, we look at what could stop them this. Do they still think that Sire player would be here? It was a glance. It was just a quick look from Crashies, but he adjusts well enough to find Sire player. That gives them the sight. This is a really nice round from NRG, just drawing T1 so thin across the map. Beautifully
recovered to get into this position now. T1 lagging behind a little bit in terms of the rotation timing as well. Now allow NRG to set up very comfortably. And look at Ardis' disconnected position. These players on site just need to buy time for him.
Paranoia is going to help. That should have connected at least towards 1, maybe 2. Pop Flash goes in, and FNS can't see a thing. Now, Crashy's still going to find value, though. Could be a third not to be. Here we go. Now we look towards Ardis. He was the final player, meant to be the final boss in this. Note, no one is on that spike. It was just a tap. The second time of asking, he's got a nice little line of sight on this. It was chip damage. Oh, the spacing on that was a little off there. Ardis gets away, and now time is against Carpe. He's got no time left on this one, and Ardis times it to
recover that round into that position, but like I said, Carpe and Zeta did everything they needed to on site here.
So many swings and roundabouts in that round. That first pick played in perfectly. Victor going down.
I don't know if that's a miscommunication. Somebody's looking to tap and Carpe's not swinging, but it looked like that first half was going to be stuck at least.
We do have a stack coming out from T1, just leaving, I think it's Carpe, yeah, only Carpe towards that C side, so he's going to be going through the process of doing what he can. He's got a classic, so T1 trying to just keep bodies on that A site. Could do well to facilitate that first pick in the first round, but going to be hard to do it now. Let's see how clean NRG can keep this, though. They do obviously have some much better weaponry. We just have that Marshall out for Sire player, so that's the one you want to be seeing potentially find connection. But for NRG, they're going to start feeling all of this pressure. So many bodies now kind of identified towards this A side that I wonder if they continue on this track.
Well, you obviously heard the Marshall ringing off here from Sire. No tags coming through just yet. Looking for a blind spam, but Victor explodes onto Sire. We'll find 2.
Such a little animal like this. Does so well on the Neon. I know he had a little bit of a shaky performance last time, but it's beautiful to see him get that little confidence building early. Eco Cobra round short. You take him when you get him. Hello. Zeta's going to find 1. Sire player did connect towards Ardis, so not as clean as you'd imagine, but there is a recovered weapon. It's not much. Can they make anything of it now? Carpe really wants to try and tee up Zeta to do something. That's going to do it. Now Victor's gone down. This is a problem. Getting a little bit more dicey here. 2 more seconds on the flash. Cove's gone up. But Crashies is just body blocking that spike. He's going to keep himself on this, just put his life literally on the line. Oh, toyed with! Gorgeous! Zeta now, can he get past on the final? Rain Boss, he's done it! Has he got the time on this one? I think he does. That's a tragedy for NRG and T1 turning those tables around.
Back-to-back rounds with this post. Massive boom to the T1 economy. And Zeta's upgrade from Finesse, dropping that Spectre. Actually, Sheriff's in a frenzy here, so if they find an opening pick, actually could make something of this.
Victor's going to be overwhelmed with 3 players on this. T1 willing to brawl it out now. Crashy's going to go down first and foremostly. The rest of NRG hoping for a favorable outcome, but Ardis already taken low, but does take 1 with him. Carpe still just standing. Joined by Sire player here. They're willing to shoulder this challenge. I mean, they've got the Vandals. If you start losing out, you do feel a little silly. FNS actually making something on the Sire player now. Gotta deliver, and he does. Beautifully done. Got a little bit dangerous there. If he goes down, suddenly it's a little bit more vulnerable.
Really, if this early trend will continue, because I was talking about T1 potentially being conditioned by that EDG matchup in terms of being ready for aggression, being ready for very explosive early rounds. Finesse potentially going to be tested here. Artist alongside him.
Yeah, they got caught on the flash, so the T1 know that there's players here. Oh, Carpe just couldn't capitalize on the swing. Side player gets out of there, but NRG now given a chance in this.
And Carpe's the one to swing wider on that. I don't know if Sire was expecting to maybe bait off the back of that, but Crashy's looking to follow through with the Trailblazer here and potentially even throw the Seekers in here. Big damage, yeah, and with Carpe falling, Sire's going to have to play this out at 21 HP.
Do they continue on this track, though? NRG have options. They've still got 55 seconds to make best of a bad scenario. Going in towards Sire. Cove popped. But they pause for a second here. Sire player goes looking for information. He finds all too much.
Forced out by that utility perfectly. Som capitalizes. Lockdown invested as well. NRG want to get this round on the board.
How much can one man do? He's got to stand and fight, and he takes no one with him. Life up for grabs here, and NRG just storming the site. Gorgeous from Som, expecting the positioning from Munchkin. And Ban identified he doesn't need to overdo it now. NRG have basically got this round on wraps.
Ban not even going to look for an exit. Do have the chance, obviously, with the Blade Storm being available, but down at 150 credits, maybe just wants to protect a full purchase here. Artist slipping up. Yeah, he is jumping up towards the archway. Isolated, Ban will find one. A consolation at least. LG, on the other hand, with those credits remaining, probably not wanting to hunt this down too desperately.
And turn in the second round certainly going to haunt them if they did over-expend towards chasing the rifle. So, kind of taking pause for thought here. NRG course-correcting quite quickly. Coming back on track here, tying this up at 2 apiece. Now, again, kind of rolling it back. Ban, I don't think in this one I'm going to kind of put him in the same light, but we saw in that previous matchup against NRG.
I think this round is a perfect indicator for how T1 want to approach this, but NRG having a second stacked up on this extremity, the awareness needs to be there from T1 that that is a possibility after that EDG matchup. And
ready to go. Obviously, Munchkin and Ban a little further away, but similar scenes at the start. We've seen this kind of almost consistently. Sire player willing to take an early fight here, look for an early challenge, but mostly just take space. Now, first time we're really seeing NRG, though, with bodies behind it, exploring this B option.
Zeta taking a ton of damage there. The other side, actually, Victor gets tagged up as well. An exchange, but doesn't amount to anything. Crash is actually taking the orb outside B here. So Victor was one away, slowed down by the Nano Swarm now, but T1 have relinquished a little bit of control for the time being. But big information off the Trailblazer. Munchkin actually capitalizes.
I was a little nervous that Victor has the spike there. That could have been so much worse. Luckily for him, Crashies is able to grab it, didn't fall too far away. But now looking across the map, Finesse outdone Ban, so ready for it, working perfectly off the back of the utility. And NRG not finding the success they previously had, losing out on players on towards B, losing out on that presence on A. Do they get any success towards the site? No, Som's gone down one by one. This is just individual work unless Artist can over-deliver.
You noted, these ultimates aren't being relied upon here. So still some tools at T1's disposal. Finesse, unfortunately, just can't find it. Victor's ultimate potentially does have a stinger in hand as well, but Guardian in the hands of Crashies.
Making quick work here, though, but you can see Sire player exploring towards middle this time. On the other side is Artist. And the adjustment not quick enough for that one. Artist all too prepared. Having quite a nice game already, Artist. Miscasting games that he's in. But NRG going to fall away from this. They've had that early win in this round, right? So with 1 minute 15, they've got options to explore.
Carpe looking to swap out with Zeta, potentially to make use of the Seekers. NRG this time around, I haven't really seen them comfortably take an opening duel. Sire gives this one up on a platter, to be honest with you. Got to be careful. Cove actually bouncing. I'm not sure if that will leave a gap. No. We'll still cover the choke point.
Yeah, but Victor's just straight to work, straight to business. And he does find Zeta. Damage taken, yes, down to 15 HP, but he's still alive and still a threat. Carpe going to try and catch him across the wall, but it's Munchkin. Finds Victor, and they take back the site control. They're not giving it up just yet, though, as Som takes that critical kill towards the site. That could facilitate the plant now.
30 seconds left.
Ban and Munchkin, a 2v4. NRG still haven't fully got site control to obtain this plant. Maybe waiting for some smoke to come through. Come through at the perfect time. Munchkin even eats a little bit of spam on the way out, down to 7 HP, makes this almost undoable. See already on the mini-map, we'll retreat away. And I want to see T1 lean away from some of these solo swings in the early rounds. mean, Saya and Carpe previously looking to take deep control outside Mound, maybe pick off Finesse or Ardis, whoever they're expecting to find outside C lobby. This is another example where Saya's given one up and there's no possibility of a trade.
No.
Absolutely not, and they don't gain anything in terms of information because NRG can just slow things down. Then a slight overcommitment from Zeta as well. I mean, he's got the Reckoning, he can potentially slow down a hit, but it just comes so late on. There's no pressure on NRG. I think even actually the AoE was just outside main anyway. Maybe Victor, regardless, he can zip straight past that, slow things down, and maybe look to... it's just comfortable for Ardis there.
Yeah, these do feel a little bit fully break away just yet. NRG back to this early lean towards A.
I mean, in terms of the numbers, though, this is the half that you want to see T1 post up an advantage. 64% win rate on defense overall regionally. It's definitely where we want to see them set up for success in the second. Victor looking to actually find some space here, and he's got very deep. He's going to find Ban potentially. No! Ban finds the headshot.
I'm amazed the Ban got away with that one, but the barrel even showing. Finesse giving it up. Crash is taking the damage. We're going to deliver the kill, but the site, yes, it's theirs, but they've suffered so much on the way in. Victor and FNS going down makes this tricky, and now the flank has got a lot of bodies towards it. Ardis got 3 potential targets to handle. Spots one, takes one, but that's all he's going to get. TP toyed with. So I'm going to stand his ground. He's got Crashes by his side, but they've been struggling in these post plants.
And it's been on this site they've struggled, Lauren.
Gap's getting closer here. Crashes has no idea. Well, unfortunate for him as Som now left in a 1v3. Big round, not gonna happen. Carpe's got him, Som's gone down. And once again, those retakes...
He's holding onto that C lobby position, but...
This was huge.
Yeah, Ban does go huge for T1 here. To find the second as well.
Let's see what we see this round, though, because does that conditioning continue? For now, though, NRG actually testing it over towards C. Yeah,
first time actually we haven't seen T1 with a couple of bodies stacked up here, but Saya's on that solo exploration outside of B. Other side of the door right now. Potential to be played in with maybe a wall up from Zeta and a flash from Carpe. I'll try and catch them in the choke point here.
There's the flash. Wait and see if side player does much with this. It's actually Carpe to find Som. Where did he just get him?
Just on the backside of the mound.
Wow, okay. Yeah, Carpe. Beautiful start to this, and that's frustrating. Som going down does remove some of those later round options.
Hey.
Sire player wants one trade, though.
Yeah, I mean, you take that in this situation after Som's already fallen. Now you want to see T1, like I said, disengage from this. Use the numbers advantage here and minimize the risk on the way in.
Well, the options for NRG are looking dreary, aren't they? Yeah.
Slim.
What are you meant to do with this? How are you meant to take towards your site? I guess you could take a gamble, hope that maybe Ban's in an uncomfortable position over towards A. Where is Ban? He's just jump spotting. Okay, so he should be able to get the information early. There it is. Whoa, okay.
They didn't spot initially.
Okay, hold on. Well, Ban's made a meal of it.
Fumble.
That's tragic.
He spotted on the first jump spot
Yes.
there, but didn't react at all. And Crashes was actually ahead of that first jump spot.
Though this has given them such an opportunity. It shouldn't have happened. Lockdown on either side as well. 3v3 now in the post plant. Can NRG make up for those lost rounds they've been struggling with here? They don't have to go too far away from this. They do have to kind of go back towards tree, slip back a little deeper. Ardis still has a little bit of kit to play with too, but going to be taken back towards the site. FNS should be able to catch that cross, apply some pressure once they start trying to get towards the site, but he looks like the first port of call here. They've already made it through. Now there's problems. He tries to overextend. He gets taken down. Ardis holds the line, though. Site's still NRG's as T1 struggling to take those next steps.
Comfortably close out from Ardis is. I feel like they can invest this much smarter. The thing is, Finesse falls here, but he gets off a crucial snake bite to stop Carpe and Zeta from actually initial swing into mid-sight.
I'm just still worried about Ban after that round. He's going to have to get his head back in this game. Silent player, though, had this ult for a moment or two. His challenger is just tucked in the corner. Oh. Not good enough that time. Ardis. Patience pays.
That shouldn't be a surprise, though. And again, it's another one where burn a flash from Carpe. If you're going to make a play like that, just have a flash to confirm presence there.
And they've been doing well at that before. That's the crazy part of this. Okay, Victor caught in no man's land. Nice soul spray again. This is going to be bits and pieces. Yeah, this heads up work from him. Lovely little round.
Once again, doesn't have finesse now in this position. We saw them stacked up previously together in the early rounds. NRG looking to step the pace up a little bit in terms of early round pressure.
Yeah, trying to work in the dark a little bit here. None of the presence can be fully confirmed that there's bodies behind it, but there's a lot of utility shown, a lot of audio cues. But Artis goes walkabouts. This time Munchkin's got him dead.
Can't use that yet.
Not going to get as much freedom as they had before. They get to slip away with the man advantage early, leaving Sire player posted up with that operator.
Yeah, just spotted with the Trailblazer. Won't necessarily have confirmation there's an operator in hand just yet, but in terms of the mid-round, this looks much better for T1. Now they have some sort of, I guess, safety net with the Viper's Pit going up and an operator on the other side of the map. NRG look as if they were, I guess, posturing towards a B split here. The Crashies with the spike drifting towards the backside of the pit here. The alarm bot's got, so again, Munchkin is wary of any sort of lurking towards spawn, but a little bit of a gap here for NRG to potentially make something happen.
Do they let Som slip deeper? That's what I'm hoping they do, and they have. They've got him just posted up towards CT, not going too far away, but they've done this quietly, right? They're working in the shadows towards it.
They'll be forced into I guess, an unorthodox plant, but the pit is so deep towards spawn.
And that just cuts off so much of the avenue of approach until then. Victor's fallen and giving Munchkin the way forward. They've now got an opportunity. Now it's actually NRG looking a little surrounded here. A couple of brave explorers towards that pit might be happening as well. Let's see if they hold on towards that for finesse. As Crashy's looking to maybe remove Ban from this, find themselves a little bit of a corner of comfort.
Crashy's got a shorty.
Oh Lord, the drop! Hello, Crash is going to take down Ban, but it's Munchkin having a round here. 3 already. Crash is burning both flashes, but Munchkin is not relenting. This guy has just aced NRG.
Come out on top of it. What a strange round. And what's even stranger is that a member of T1 comes out with an ace here. I mean, Crashy sends both flashes in here, and Munchkin, you can see Crashy's desperate to try and negate that pit towards Treat. And Munchkin's found one for free.
Yeah, saw nothing. I'm pretty sure there. Victor going down instantaneously, just caught on the cross. That's going to be frustrating. I'm going to note that there's been some deeper progress made from NRG, but they've been sent on their way. They can't make it towards the site just yet. T1, this is much nicer. I mean, yes, off the back of Munchkin, but still. And look at this space for Sire player. He doesn't have to go too far here.
Yeah.
He can just sit on this. The map is theirs, basically. 3 players ready to greet them on A. You've still got that presence of utility towards B. And obviously Munchkin there, Sire player. That's a shot you want to be hitting, but they now know that the map is indeed very small.
I mean, that's the green light to hit towards A. There's so many questions elsewhere. Som will open things up. Ban will fall. The Seeker's invested here. Lockdown to potentially counter, but the plant will come through. An opportunity to reset here for NRG.
Okay, wall goes up, trade comes in. They're going to get back towards the site now. That flank is still something that's going to be weighing heavily in NRG's mind. You can see already the T1 trying to toy with the timing. It crashes. Not going to fall for the flash. Does well against Carpe. There's the flank, though. Sire player going to answer back in. With the tap on the spike, they have to respond. They have to check. And Zeta was auto ready. And now it's on Sire player to try and do that damage. And one, two. Zeta! How'd he get it?
NRG, 2 Guardians and a Bulldog on the board earlier. We'll see how the purchase actually ends up. Beautiful adjustment here.
And NRG back to what they hope is working. Victor being found so early on certainly doesn't help matters, but once again, Sire player. Yes, this time there's a little bit of utility there. Yes, this time maybe Artis comes back around. But again, it's so indicative of space given.
But even so, Sire's continuing to pressure the backline. And this time, NRG, I don't know if they feel as if they've done enough work to force him out of that mindset, but we see otherwise.
Does he get checked? He does. Okay. Tries to swing ahead of it, tries to make something of it, but Artis just claims him through the wall. That's Carpe gone and Munchkin. That's a B-side looking so vulnerable. Yeah, Sire player took some space, but who cares at this point? That should be a plant if they need it.
Still got that alarm bot to deal with. I don't think Artis is going to get out of range of it. So Sire's got to reconsider maybe approaching the door here. Reckoning invested. Again, there's no body to swing off this, though.
Stop. Anyone?
Thank God there's an extra wall there.
Yep, that would have been you dead otherwise. Now just down to Sire player. A 1v3 required. Only a Bulldog picked up. Isolates the first. Crashes goes down. 2 more. That's a hard angle to clear, though. NRG making no mistakes.
Just in terms of the pacing, I do want to see them build around Sire here on the attacking half, but might even be an early exchange here. Some will fall immediately. Sire doubles down.
Huge work! And Crashes as well. This is so clean. Sire player really making sure he's dead there. FNS is down. This is... Look, they
do we have our answer already?
Yeah, I think we do. They were trying to fight fire with fire, and T1 win that cleanly. NRG feeling embarrassed after that. Ooh, all 5 standing. That's a start. Let's have a little look at this again. Yeah, 135 basically first blood, fully confirmed, drawn. Sire player, man, so clean with it.
Beautifully done. A very early Blade Storm in the first half after that round 2 flip.
True. Okay, so it's going to be Finesse feeling that pressure over towards the C side. Couple of shots coming his way.
And a heavy lean towards A for NRG.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, 3 players, yes, dedicated, 4 almost if you want to throw maybe some into that mix too, but now what can FNS do with this? He's got support on the way, but there's a gap and it's closing. Yep.
He's caught by it.
Bye-bye. You can already see the Hunters coming on downside. Player though, the counter flash wasn't bad. That could have been maybe a little more to it. Maybe they can get something a little bit wild going on. Victor starting to become a threat, being a problem. Down to now 3. They've lost out on the rifles. Yes, recoverable though, and they have side control. Spike back to hand. They should be able to secure here. Can NRG cause any more mayhem?
Taking a while to get the plant down though. NRG are going to be in a position to set up here. Paranoia and a flash to come through immediately.
Yeah, they've fallen away from the site though. That allows a little bit of room for T1 to re-engage. Nicely handled here by T1. About
a ton of damage done though.
Yeah.
I think Ban and Munchkin actually came out with 2K on that, so not the worst, but the timing on the swings here, NRG just so slippery to pin down. Enables Victor to find 2 with the classic. The utility was on point to try and flood back onto site.
And this is when that benefit of having Sire player having those big impactful rounds early on, those first 2, he's been able to farm up towards Blaze. Munchkin finding FNS. Again, that was on that solo flight towards C. Why is Victor in the middle of no man's land? What's going on, Mike?
I mean, just absolutely collapses outside rubble here. It's a wide open A site for T1 to capitalize. Som making his way back over towards stairs, but another one that's just, it's over in the first 15 seconds.
Was it the timing that Finesse fell that suddenly Victor and Crashes were vulnerable? I want to see the timing of how those kills came in. But at this point, this round's wrapped anyway. Som and Ardis are saving. There's no questioning that here. And considering the buy, can they bolster this much? I'm trying to see if they can get any more. I think they'll be happy with what they got the upgrades on anyway. They've been able to kind of fill out the buy.
Well, this is a little unorthodox. If Ardis is going to commit his utility over towards C or towards B, and Finesse not be that typical Viper anchor towards Tree, then they either need to commit to this fight or be in a position to, I guess, play damage control, right? Mitigate as much progress from T1 as possible, and they're on the hunt right now. They're looking to punish, they're looking to try and potentially remove these weapons, but still a big gap. I think there's, I mean, Som's the only one that looks like he might be caught, but Munchkin hesitant.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised to see this setup.
Yeah, I want to see the timing on this again. Yeah, finding Finesse, that's not ideal. Finesse gets found, ball's going to drop, and then, yeah, you just, Victor trying to make...
Yes, you can take a little risk and maybe spot for information, but T1 looking to continue with this pace.
NRG have taken, at least a little bit of map control elsewhere. Gonna be able to post up. I imagine it's Ardis. Yeah, Ardis tucked up a little bit deeper towards C, kind of off the back of Finesse. So that's gonna be those 2 dealing with that. But they pulled the plug on Victor as well, bringing him back towards B, sitting super deep on this A side. Crash is just jump spotting this, if anything.
So is this NRG leaning towards a retake setup on A consistently here? Crashy's, with the drop down, semi-committed towards this site hold.
What does he have? It's not much. It's been seen. Flash can be sent. Nah, no opportunities off the back of that either.
Ardis has slipped through. I don't think Munchkin's in range of that turret. Could be. Yeah, he is. Actually does spot out Ardis.
They're trying to fold. They're trying to fold through towards B, but Som, he's there. He's even ahead of the flash. Great work from Som. 3 massive kills. And now, 3v2. FNS Victor and Crashy still not ideally equipped, but still, at least with their lives, 28 seconds, and T1 are struggling. The spike is down in such a precarious position. You're gonna have to see Carpe go huge here. Still has a flash, gets the spike, waits to see anyone swing, no one does. Victor takes the next step, but takes his life with a classic.
Victor is just nuts with that gun. Finding another kill here. Finesse gonna wait things out. 10 seconds left. Munchkin, an awful lot left to do here.
Nope.
It's not pretty.
No, it's not going in the highlight reel.
T1 desperate to play this out and almost react from him. This is on the back of what? The save rifle and a stinger, I think?
I think it was one of the only rifles they had. Almost made it a fourth there.
One enemy remaining.
He's quite good with that gun, isn't
Yeah,
he?
he's all right with it.
Get themselves back on the board in this half. First one they've been able to post here.
Victor going exploring with the operator. I don't think confirmed on the other side of this, but Munchkin has to be on red alert now.
While this is happening, you can see T1 taking a lot of space towards B. There is a massive amount of utility set up there, though. Artis littering it on the floor. Side player's gone down as well, so that's a little bit of the utility removed, but Victor has to get away from this. Oh, gorgeous. Just dips away from there. Find a new angle to play from as T1 look to try and explore that option on the C site. 4 of them now standing, and the lockdown invested. This will force the hand of NRG.
Victor desperate to try and still make something happen with this operator, but T1 wait out the timing on the lockdown perfectly. It might just catch one. Yeah, Finesse will have to wait this out.
But NRG surely can't make it back to B.
Som's got an Odin as well, so...
Can get back there. Okay. So now this is when there could be a little bit of danger on this one. The Seekers, it's all headed one way. Straight towards them. On towards CT. Plant gonna come in. Does he get denied? No. Okay. Plant's in. Time on the side of T1.
To get that down there, Bam will find one onto Artis as well. So it brings it to a 4v4.
I do like the way they kind of fought for that connector side of things rather than trying to face towards CT, but where are the options now for NRG? Brought back to 4-4, it's tricky to make this work. Operator in play, Odin in play. It's not going to be as easy to try and find those next steps, but Victor desperately looking for that pick, has to switch up to the rifle. Flash goes in, notes the player on the right. Carpe should be seen here, and he's dealt with. Victor, lovely. Next couple of steps, they've got to get a move on here. They've got the time against them, and Victor is running it back perfectly. Anyone else to find him? It's Munchkin waiting. Defuse started. Oh, and Victor again. Gorgeous from Victor. Defuse.
Victor able to pick up the pace a little bit. You see Zeta just half a second off saving Carpe with the wall going up.
Find it, talk through it. See if that becomes something now. This time around, a little bit of an adjusted setup as well towards C. Artis spreading the wealth of the utility as Munchkin trying to find that fair fight on FNS. Already a little bit of damage done to him, towards him, so clearly they spotted each other out in the early round.
Let's say, was that a spam from the jump spot potentially?
That's where that benefit of that Killjoy utility will be found. Artis this time with the operator towards B. That's a little interesting. Trying to imply pressure on the A site though, and T1 starting to drift away from this. That's a little bit of a different look now for T1 to try and navigate through. There's that contact also hitting on the C site.
Well, that's some utility, but it comes on very late in this round. And the problem being, these indicators are going to force them towards Artis' operator. Trailblazer will force him back a little deeper. But lots of question marks across the map here for T1.
Yeah, T1 taking the tour, right? They start out towards A, kind of split towards C a little bit now, leaning heavier this way. Can they get that lurk to be activated? Can Ban find value? Som's been outstanding at this role, and he's done it again. This guy just holding it down. Now there's really, well, shouldn't be as much doubt as there is. Artis, this is everything, and the shot's missed. Unfortunate, yes, but it's the way it goes. And now T1 have full site control. Trying to get a little bit deeper. Munchkin, it's deleted by Som. Who's trying to really hit here. Bring it to a 4v3, favorable towards NRG, but the time now is on their side. They have the plant down.
Crashies and Victor have to play damage control here. Prevent any further progress from T1 into spawn. Messiah forced back by the paranoia. Carpe will bail him out though.
Oh, shots from Carpe. 1v2, Som's been good. Oh, you can see the paranoia caused by that TP. Zeta still though, focused on the wall. Som looking for an opportunity, a chance. Anyone out of place, the wall's gonna drop. He sees no one. Disappeared. Spotted now. Zeta's got him.
The plant as well enabled them to be more aggressive towards spawn. It's unfortunate. I think
Oh,
Artis
yeah.
is even looking there to pop the nano swarm potentially.
Kind of leaving a player posted on every extremity, trying to get that lurk going, but
And it's interesting as well, because obviously without this Killjoy utility, it commits Crashies and Victor towards staying here very late. They have to prevent a lurk.
are they getting proactive? A little bit here. Yeah, Flash goes in and say hello. The Flash found nothing. Ban a little ahead of it. Gonna note the Crashies is nearby. Gotta be careful. There are still pistols out. Guardian as well for Som. But Ban's done very well here, mitigating all of that threat that could have come through towards A. And NRG not finding the start they'd want here, maybe cause a little bit of problems on those early fights, but this buy not going to find any value so far.
Team Finesse does concede that space on mound outside C, but T1 will pause, waiting for maybe an information peak. They're stacked up now and they've cut noise.
I like this though.
Confirm. Does Artis get a chance?
Chance is a strong word. It was a glimpse for a second, and this is nice from T1. Very clean work. They were up against kind of a not really a force fight, just a very light investment. It was just bits and pieces, so not too much.
I mean, the stars aligned for them. They have so much to invest here behind this. This feels like a must-win. What? I mean, call it 1,500 credits across the board.
Deep breaths now. One of the odds invested so far. That's towards B, so Viper Pit going to be committed. We see a 3-play walk over towards Mound as well. Crashies, Victor, Som, all there. And it's Sire player, top of the box. Dog going to come in. Paranoia Ascent doesn't get affected by this just yet either. And it's all posturing. No commitment behind this.
Oh, I didn't want Sire to see anything there. Defensive flash to prevent a push, but look at where Victor's already disconnected to. Let's come back now. Som will be healed up, but no first blood conceded.
This is
T1, I guess T1 definitely looking to try and get a grasp here with the Viper's Pit towards B. It indicates a switch up. So where's that pressure point? Now we have that Killjoy utility littered across A site, and Artis will potentially try and slow things down, maybe even get a kill and get the lockdown online. T1 still noted here.
Are they going to commit on this? I want to see if they fully go for this. They've drawn out a lot of utility, 35 seconds. They can't pivot too far away. Flash goes in, Som goes up, 21 HP though. He ain't got much to play with. The adjustments there. Side players in. Crashies holding it back with Victor. They've denied the cross and the spike's gone loose. With 24 seconds, we need miracles from Sire player, and it ain't happening. NRG with the bodies in the right place now. Munchkin knife out. He has no idea. They've already taken so much space, and Crashies wants him dead. So does Victor. Crashies the one to get him, but talking about that.
Yeah, let's start out the reckoning and wait half a second to maybe look for a ping, but NRG are able to just position here. Again, Som, towards Som.
It looks like they're trying to run it again. Yeah, so FNS posted towards B, Artis over towards A this time. You know, obviously that Killjoy utility is there, but it's a switch around, right? So you've got the 4-play stack over towards the A side for T1 here, and now you can already see the hunt coming out from Victor, though. He wants to close that gap. He's found the target. He's got a victim. That's Munchkin gone, and now the backline is not secure, but you've got to go towards Artis. In between literally a rock and a hard place. How do you get past this? Simply stall. That's what Artis wants to do. Oh! And he does more than that! Oh, come on! This guy, always so good, but can Carpe do something unthinkable? Finding 2 already, but he's got to find 3 more. Flash not going to find anything. Does he spot a pixel out of place? No, FNS keeps himself way deeper. Flash, again, confirms no presence. Maybe feeling he's got a little bit of space for a plant, but they're so close by, Mike. This is going to be brutal for Carpe.
Yeah, to get it down, but not much time to set up here. And
no Flash. Nowhere to play, vulnerable, closed on, gorgeous, NRG, that's a
one that swings onto him. Goes absolutely huge here. Again, this adjustment of putting Artis towards A site now.
Again though, look at the variety we're seeing coming out from NRG. We're going to have this time around Artis towards that C site, littering the utility over towards there. A little deeper though, not going to be putting it towards that early contact. We've got the 3-play stack almost kind of working through B early on, leaving Som the solo towards A. But how far can they get towards this? You can already see T1 trying to consider their options, trying to go through the protocol list. Going to spot a little bit of attention there. And T1 have to go through such a long list to try and figure out where players are.
This thing, if you think about early on in this round as well, T1 didn't have many fact-finding rounds. It's almost having to re-explore the map. NRG have made beautiful adaptations here.
Right call so far towards heading on A.
Look at the difference in terms of how deep this utility is invested from T1. And they gain nothing off this.
I think Munchkin might have heard the rotation from FNS at the very least, but there's still 2 players here, and there's still all that Killjoy utility. The adjustment's just right. Again, this is all an information game.
Though.
Yes, I think he did. FNS comes back around, that's 3 players there. Is that enough of an indicator to keep them committed towards this? It's Som this time. Artis over-delivered, bailed him out last round. This time, Som's got to go huge. Paranoia sent in, should catch Sire player, but does he get out with his life? Yes. Keeps himself standing, that's all you got to say. That's all he's got to do so far.
Really well navigated by Som, actually, to not concede that first blood. NRG will be in a 5v5 retake situation. Artis does have the lockdown as well. So they're invested here, but the pick goes down and it does spread across the spike.
This becomes very usable now. FNS going to find Carpe though. Apply that pressure through a link. Sire player trying to look towards it. Tricky to see with the lockdown in play, but still has to respect it, has to fall away. Side now going to be tested. Munchkin tries to get aggressive, and FNS not having any of what he's trying to sell. A tap of the spike will draw the player, but only to their death. Crash is going to find him, and now leaving it all down to 1, and not for long. Som takes back his sight as NRG get the defuse.
Finesse. And he's commanding so much respect. He's keeping 3 members of T1 fixated on this door. Unfortunately, then the pit amounts to nothing on site. NRG able to just stack. Munchkin's been finding value in this lurk. Trying to slip his way onto Finesse's site previously, but switch up here. Let's have Ban in support, and NRG actually resorting back to basics. That original setup we saw with Crashies and Victor over towards A. Som in a position to crunch through on Rubble as well if they feel the heat a little bit.
I'm just trying to hedge their bets a little bit. Unsure if T1 were going to do something a little different, but it's just a pace change so far, at least this very slow approach. Maybe looking for a B crunch, maybe just looking for early success somewhere. So far, no one being given that chance. Slipping a little deeper though, Munchkin does get pretty far up on this.
Resmoke comes through. I'm not sure if Munchkin's looking to actually find a lurk. All the way up in towards spawn. Trailblazer burn early.
That's first contact at 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Does Som break the door to try and deal with the lockdown? Gonna send the Paranoia, here's his chance. Door goes, as does the lockdown, Som gets away. Now, do they springboard towards B? Yes, that's the next goal for T1 here. Artis trying to hold them back as well. You've got Som pretty close by, but T1 are in on the site. We're down to 14 seconds. If anything denies this plant, we get put into problems. For now, though, T1, 5v5, post-plant on B. This is going to be chaotic, to say the least. Already, Munchkin going to find Victor. He's been holding them back towards that A site. And even the Reckoning to throw in on top.
Som's here with a shorty. He's waiting for somebody to come through. Ban on the other side with one in his hand. Som able to wait this out.
Yeah, but where do they find that next bit of success from? Just holding these choke points with the shorty. So difficult to find a way in on. Munchkin all too aware that someone could be lurking from that A. They noted that flash coming out there earlier. They're running low on it. Carpe's going to find Finesse. Yes, Crashies finds one, but he needs to find a whole lot more, and he ain't got many seconds to do it in. He's gone down at T1.
There's no pinch onto Som. Som's able to throw a Paranoia, remove this lockdown for free. Yes, Artis had a little bit of utility here, scattered. You think NRG are going to be able to recover there, but so much time passes before NRG make a move. Yes, they have to wait out the Reckoning, but there's no catalyst there. There's nothing for NRG to latch onto to get back into B site.
Ooh, okay. Commitment toward A, though. First time we're seeing this deep exploration coming out from Victor, coming out from Crashies. Now, T1 have been playing these patient defaults. This is going to be quite telling. I'm not sure if they spotted 1 or 2, maybe just 1. There are 3 players here. On towards Mound is the other 2. So, how far does NRG go on this? It should at least cost T1 a little bit of utility on the way back, having to clear close. Should burn it up, make it a little easier to hold on towards the sites for those 2. And they have cleared that. So now where does T1 go? Again, they're not finding much of this info, Mike.
Looking to run the clock down once again. NRG relinquish some of this control towards Rubble early on. Victor and Crash is now back towards a more traditional position.
It's just Artis and FNS to hold this.
They have to go huge here.
How much can these 2 do? Nice stall for 1, but Sire player reads through it. Catches FNS looking A little out of sorts, so it's just Artis, and the support's still a mile away. Trying to play cool, trying to play calm, he's gone down. T1 now with only 3 more to find, and this map's theirs. Plant gonna go in, time on their side. Crashy's gone, that Sire player wanting more. Meets his maker in the form of Victor, but it is gonna be just the last 2. Som and Victor try and turn any of this. Can they take it to OT on map 1? So much to come up against, look at this. First contact on towards the turret. There's the swing, there's the kill, and there is